there, internets. I'm Michael, and this is Two Can Play That Game. So this is the third video in our series on Ticket to Ride, and this will be our final video looking at Ticket to Ride Europe. If you haven't done so already, please check out the previous two videos where you'll be able to see how to play the game and also see it played, and there are links for that in the description on this video. This video is going to be our review of the game, so you can find out exactly what I think of this and whether or not two can play that game. So, let's get on with it. Let's start with the box artwork, because the last few games I've looked at here on the channel, I've had issues with the box artwork. Now, I actually really like this. I think this is a fantastic choice of artwork that gets across the whole 1900s feel of Europe. So I think that is great from a thematic point of view. It's not offensive in any way. With regards to the rest of the artwork on the cards and on the board, I feel it continues through along from the box, and everything just flows through very nice on the artwork. It's very attractive, it's very bright colours, it draws people in. So they've done very well on that. I cannot fault the artwork. Let's discuss the component quality. So, I've already said about the artwork being good, and on the board quality is very good. It is a shame the board is not double-sided in this game. It feels like that was a miss on their part, that it would have been so easy to do that, to make it double-sided and give you more variety in the game. Does it need it? No, but I do think there's another reason for it to have a second side, and I'll go into that later. The other components, the cards, are all really good quality. They'll last really well. They feel good in the hand. The plastic components, they're not the highest quality plastic, but they're nice, bright, vibrant colours, and they do the job great. You're not expecting a huge amount of detail. It's not like this is a miniatures game. And so the components there are great. They do what you need them to do. And what's better than what most companies do is they provide spare trains. I mean, it is a fantastic thing when companies do this. All companies, when you have these little components, should provide you with spares. It's fantastic, because even if you get all the ones correct straight out of the box, which sometimes doesn't happen, but even if it does, then it's so easy to lose them over time, with a few plays here, a few plays there, and it just saves you having to reach out to the company and try and get replacements. So any board game publishers listening, please do try it and provide spare game pieces. It is a great thing. So I've talked about the artwork, I've talked about the components. What else do I want to talk about? Well, let's talk about the gameplay. There is a reason this game has been around for so long and has been so popular. And it's because it is a fantastic game. The whole mechanic of just taking cards, building up a set of the right number and spending them, it's so simple that anyone can play it. You can teach a new person this game in the matter of minutes, probably quicker than you can set it up. And with Europe, I would suggest maybe leave out the complexity of ferries and tunnels to begin with, especially tunnels. But even if you do keep those in, new players can still understand that pretty well. It's a way of dumbing it down if you need to, and it's good to have that opportunity there. Of the Ticket to Rides I've played, and I have played the original, I find this a better game. As a gamer, this is a better game than the original because of those ferries, because of the tunnels. It just adds more meat to the game, makes it that bit more interesting, and of course you've then got the stations. So with the stations, it's no longer, oh, I'm blocked, that's it, I'm not going to be able to do that ticket. You've then got to weigh up, well, I'm blocked on that route, but is it worth me using that station? Will it gain me more points than it loses me? It's fun, it's intriguing, and it works for gamers and non-gamers alike. But there's still the question, can two play this game? Well, two can play this game. It does change the game though. Be aware, it does change the game. When you play with 4 players, with 4 or more players, players, so 4 or 5, it does feel very conflicting. You're very much, oh, you've blocked me there, you've blocked me there. Okay, the double routes are changed to single routes. That is one good thing they have done to make this work as a 2-player game. And I would say when you go down to 3 players, simply having the double routes be single routes still allows you enough headbutting on what routes you want to build and where to make it a very interesting game. However, when you play 2-player, there's much less conflict over those routes, even with the single routes. Does that mean you can't play it that way? No, it's still perfectly fun to play it that way. But what it does mean is that it would have been better if the other side of the board had been for fewer players. If you had a smaller board on the other side, that meant you were conflicting more. The issue with this, obviously, is you then would have had to mark the tickets with 2-player, etc., and filter them out. But they could have done that, and it would have made the game better. However, that said, that is probably my only downside on this, that it's not the same game with 2 people as it is with 4. But I still like the game with 2 people, and I would recommend that you try it. Because, as always, try before you buy. So, my final verdict on Ticket to Ride Europe is it is a fantastic game. I cannot find any faults with it other than the scaling doesn't work amazingly well, but you'll still enjoy the game no matter what. Please do check out the remaining videos in this series if you've not yet watched them, and we will also, in our next series of videos, be looking at the newest expansion to Ticket to Ride, which is the Map Collection 5, the UK and Pennsylvania maps. So please look out for those coming soon. Thanks for watching 2 Can Play That Game. If you have enjoyed these videos, please do check out the rest of the videos on the channel, please share the channel, and please subscribe to the channel. And, as always, bye for now.